The lycra-clad cross-country mountain bike crowd will be battling it out for the medals at the 2024 Paris Olympics aboard some of the lightest and most tech-filled bikes ever to grace the start line. Here's 5 bikes we can't wait to see between the tapes, as well as swing a leg over ourselves. The Specialized Epic is a true legend of the cross-country circuit. It's had numerous iterations over more than 2 decades, and the latest Epic World Cup is the most radical yet. Like the previous Epic, the World Cup does without specialized horse link pivot on the chainstay, using a flex stay in its place. While it looks very much like Trek's Supercaliber with the shock seemingly hidden in the top tube, it's actually fairly conventional. Tucked away is a minute linkage that drives the shock to deliver 75mm of rear wheel travel. What is unconventional though is the shock itself. The RockShox Sid Deluxe Wicked Shock has independently adjustable positive and negative air springs, which specialized states allows it to deliver the sought after hardtail snap combined with terrain devouring forgiveness. You can set it firm and run it with zero sag in the no gulp setting for the ultimate efficiency, or open it up for a softer feel. Matched to the shock is an all-new RockShox Sid SL brain fork with 110mm of travel, while all bikes feature carbon Revol wheels with 29mm internal width hookless rims for extracting maximum grip and comfort from the scantily treaded race rubber. The Epic is a race-bred whippet, the S-Works freight weighing a ridiculously low 1,765 grams, including shock, paint and all hardware. Even the cheaper Expert frame weighs in under 2 kilograms. Mondraker may be more associated with World Cup downhill than cross country, but it can still compete when gravity is working against riders rather than with them. The latest F-Podium builds on the success of its World Cup winning predecessor with a revised suspension design and an all-new frame. Rather than building the regular F-Podium a more aggressive DC version as the previous iteration, the latest F-Podium combines both into one model. It's built for the latest technical race courses and can still be thrown around in the woods on weekends. Travel is up to 110mm out back, and a 120mm fork is used up front. As with any race bike, low weight is a priority, and with redesigned rear suspension for a more compact rear triangle, a bare frame is under 2 kilograms. Mondraker was one of the first brands to truly push the longer, lower and slacker trend, and the latest F-Podium has some progressive numbers. The head and seat angles are 66.5 and 76 degrees respectively, while the reach is 480mm on a size large. With a wheelbase that stretches out to over 1.2 meters, it's one of the longest cross-country race bikes around. Seat tubes are also shorter to make room for longer dropper posts, and tyre clearance has been improved for bigger rubber. All models feature dual action remote lockouts, Mavic wheels and SRAM drivetrains and brakes. Suspension duties across the 4-bike range are split 50-50 between Fox and RockShox. The £3,999 or $6,299 F-Podium kicks off the range, which tops out at £10,999 or $13,999 for the F-Podium RRSL. Do you want to see more of the F-Podium on the channel? Let us know in the comments. Another bike going for the 2-for-1 deal is the new Orbea Oiz. Like the F-Podium, the previous Oiz was available in a longer travel trail version or a shorter cross-country race weapon. The latest Oiz moves to a single 120mm travel race whippet that the brand states looks as good as it rides. The geometry has been revised with a 67-degree head angle, while a 76.5-degree seat angle is steeper than before. Reach stretches out to 472mm on a size large. While it has added travel and longer geometry to the recipe, Orbea has reduced the weight of the top OMX carbon frame to just 1,740 grams. All models come with the brand's Squidlock remote for the fork and shock, and all bar the cheapest H30 bike are equipped with a dropper post. Normally this would mean a crowded front end, but the Oiz's internally routed cables through the stem and headset ensure a clean look. It's a controversial choice for some though, who bemoan the added maintenance faff. What do you think? Are you a fan of integrated cable routing, or should it be burnt with fire? Let us know in the comments. Unlike some bikes with race-winning pedigree, you don't have to have deep pockets to swing a leg over the Oiz. The base aluminium H30 is just £2,899 or $3,199, and the cheapest carbon M30 is well under the 5k mark, priced at £4,399 or the same in dollars. If you want the all singing, all dancing Unlimited, you'll have to shell out a whopping £10,999 or $10,999. We rode the Oiz on its launch, so be sure to check out that video with the link above or in the description. Yes, it wouldn't be a cross-country top 5 without throwing a hardtail into the mix. Lapierre's Prorace may not be new, or indeed that prolific when it comes to big pro wins, but it did win over our test team to put it firmly on the map for 2024. Prorace is on the traditional end of the scale, even down to its old school GT Zascar-esque triple triangle frame design. The head angle is relatively steep at 68 degrees, while the seat angle is 74 degrees. Compared to the other bikes on this list, reach is comparatively short at 455mm. It also features super short 420mm chainstays. The frame's extended stays should help with comfort and compliance. While the press fit bottom bracket will irk some, it's nice to see SRAM's UDH at the rear of the bike to make the Prorace compatible with SRAM's new transmissions. Speaking of SRAM, the brand features heavily on the range-topping Prorace CF 9.9, our pick of the 5-bike range. An X01 Eagle Axis drivetrain with an X1 carbon crankset powers the bike forward, while level TLM brakes haul you to a stop. Sister brand RockShox provides the SID SL 100mm travel fork, while Lapierre itself takes care of the lightweight carbon wheels and most of the cockpit, with an FSA SLK carbon bar rounding things out. We loved the Prorace when we tested it earlier in the year, so head over to BikeRadar.com with the link in the description to read the full review. Is it a softtail or is it a full suspension bike? What do you think of Trek's Supercaliber? Let us know in the comments. Whatever you think though, there's no doubt that the Supercaliber is a threat on race day. The second generation bike is new from top to bottom and ready for the start line, with more travel, revised geometry and an update to the unique ISO strut suspension. Now with 80mm of rear wheel travel and 110mm up front, the Supercaliber is a close match on paper to the specialised Epic World Cup. Just like the Epic, the Supercaliber uses a special version of RockShox SidLux shock to perform suspension duties. Unlike the unit on the Epic though, which is fairly conventional, the Supercaliber's SidLux isostrut forms a structural part of the frame. Without the extra material and hardware associated with a Lincoln-driven shock like the Epic's, the isostrut enables Trek to shed weight. Combined with Trek's lightweight SLR OCLV carbon, the range-topping Supercaliber SLR 9.9 XX Axis T-Type model weighs a scant 9.3 kilograms. Those who don't have at least £6,100 or $6,999 to spend on the base SLR 9.8 XT can go for the cheaper Supercaliber SL and its slightly heavier SL OCLV frame. But our pick of the range is the £6,575 or $7,350 SLR 9.8 GX Axis. Complete with the lighter SLR frame, the SLR 9.8 is equipped with SRAM's brilliant GX Axis transmission, carbon Mondraker F-Podium wheels, a RockShox SID fork and a dropper post to go with the controversial one-piece carbon handlebar and stem combo. We've pitched the Supercaliber and the Epic head-to-head, so subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that must-watch video. Which bike would you choose if you were lining up on the start line? Do you think cross-country bikes are now capable of being your only bike? Let us know in the comments, and if you want to see some more juicy cross-country tech, then check out this video.